Welcome back to the LL Spring Sports Roundtable, brought to you by Substitute Teacher Service. We're back in the friendly confines, at least in Jason's and my case, of 101 North Queen after a week off. Some golf deal we were involved in, you may have heard about. And the Rhines capably held was at the rudder last week. But now we're all three back. We're going to talk about the dwindling number of games remaining in the spring sports season. We're around the quarterfinal-ish stage of state playoffs in lacrosse and volleyball and baseball and softball. So anyway, I'm Mike Gross. I'm hosting. Jason Guarente is here. Jeffrey Reinhardt is here. And we're going to start with the Rhines.
Okay.
Volleying.
We got 6 teams left in LL. That's it.
For all sports.
For all sports. Yeah. So we can see the finish line.
Yes.
Okay, volleyball. Let's start with districts. That finished up last week after we last spoke. 3A. How about Warwick?
God love them.
They're playing out of their minds, and they lose to Manheim Central in the LL final, and then they just found it. Got all the way to the District 3 championship match where they ran into undefeated Central York. Panthers are really good, but they took them to 5 before Central York pulled it out 3-2. Warwick's first ever trip to a district final. So good on those guys. And then they stayed hot. PIAA openers this week. Warwick beats North Allegheny, the Whippeal runner-up, and North Allegheny is a powerhouse in boys volleyball. They won 4 state titles in a row here not all that long ago. They're really, really good. Warwick beats them. Warriors had a home match. It was probably like 130 degrees in Warwick's gym on Tuesday night. Warwick beats NA 3-1 to advance. They'll play Saturday in the state quarterfinals against the winner of LaSalle College out of District 12, and they're good. And Penridge out of District 1. That match is Wednesday night. Whoever wins that gets Warwick on Saturday. So that's AAA. Here's AA, Manheim Central, LL League champs. They reached the District 3 2A title match last week, ran into Exeter. Everybody was looking forward to that match. Number 1 in the state against number 2 in the state, and Exeter played great. They beat Manheim Central 3-0 in a 1-versus-2 matchup. Eagles were awesome. So Manheim Central gets to a district final, but falls. They came roaring back in their state opener. Barons played Tuesday night down at Lansdale Catholic, beat the Crusaders 3-0. Central rolled, played great. So they're through to the state quarterfinals. Barons on Saturday will play District 2 runner-up Holy Redeemer, and Redeemer upset District 11 champ Southern Lehigh in the first round. So Redeemer's got some momentum. We'll see how that goes. We'll see who Warwick's opponent is. Warwick up to 5th in the state, PVCA state rankings. Manheim Central still at number 2 in the state behind Exeter. Good stuff in volleyball. 2 teams still dancing.
When will Exeter and Central play?
That would be the state semifinals. So if they both win on Saturday, they would play next Tuesday, neutral site. And Central would love to get to that match and get another crack at Exeter. So 2 volleyball teams still serving, digging, swinging, volleyball.
Digging. They're still digging.
One thought on Warwick.
Yes.
Won the boys soccer league championship.
Wow.
Went to the boys basketball league final.
That's right.
And the volleyball. Great boys sports season at Warwick.
Good on Warwick. That's great.
Yeah. All right, Jason, what do you got?
Lax
meet.
2 teams standing, both the Manheim Townships, boys and girls. The LL champs in both boys and girls. The boys are in the quarterfinals in Class 3A. They won their first match handily. They have District 12 champion LaSalle College next. It gets really tough when you get to the quarterfinals in lacrosse because the great teams tend to be really, really good and the power tends to be condensed. LaSalle College has won state championships in the past. I believe the most recent was 2019. They're 21-1.
Wow.
So this is a big test. Townships boys are the only District 3 team still alive. Hempfield qualified as the 3rd team out of District 3 but lost to Radnor in the first round. And Wilson, which won the District 3 title, lost to North Allegheny in the first round. Township boys were the District 3 runner-up. So they're going to try to keep it going. It gets really hard in the quarterfinals, which the girls will also discover because they have a very difficult matchup. Township's girls are the District 3 champions. They advanced comfortably to the quarterfinals on Saturday. Sites had not been determined as of our time here. Next opponent for Township's girls, Downingtown West. District 1 third place team. So you say, hey, well, maybe you caught a break there. No, 22-1.
Wow.
One loss, which apparently was in the district semifinal. Yeah. And Township and Downingtown West played during the regular season. West won 10-5. That was way back on March 21st. Ooh. But it just goes to show you that this is going to be a tough matchup. But I mean, look, Township has gone to many state finals, so this is certainly winnable for them, but it will be difficult. And those are the only two lax teams still standing.
How about that? Radnor boys who beat Hempfield, they're the 3A state champs from last year.
Yeah, Radnor's a powerhouse. Whenever you get to District 1 in lacrosse, it's just a different world.
That's true. That sport, I think, more than any other, is sort of regional geographically in terms of the power. Yeah,
big time. Seems like we're mentioning a lot of the same schools here, too.
Yeah.
North Allegheny. Yeah. They're good at everything.
And making states is harder in lacrosse. It's different in every sport, right? Only 16 make it. So if you make the state tournament, you've done something.
I think that's kind of how it is in all spring sports. It's 16-team brackets, so it's sort of stunning how quickly we get from everybody's in it to nobody's in it. Yeah, that's how it is. Well, speaking of which,
yes.
Let's talk a little bit about softball and baseball. I think in both of these sports, I felt like all year we have a lot of solid teams. We may not have a dominant team. And then it's shocking. I mean, we only had 2 softball teams make the state playoffs in all 6 brackets. That really surprised me. And then in 5A, Solanco, which was really a powerhouse all year, all of a sudden they lose 17-4 to Thomas Jefferson, a team with 8 losses.
Wow.
In the first round of states. That was really a stunner, I'm sure, to them. I mean, they had a great year, but they're out, and the only team still dancing is in 6A, and that is Warwick. They beat Central from Philly, District 12. This is one of those, you got the right spot in the bracket, kind of, for the first round. Yeah. They beat Central 16-1. It gets a little more serious for them now. They play Council Rock South. But even they're like the 5 seed from District 1, but they have a good record. 19-3, I have them. And that will be Thursday at Boyertown. That is a state quarterfinal in 6A. Baseball. We had about 5 teams dancing. In Class A, Mount Calvary lost to Southern Fulton 11-1.
Wow.
We've had a lot of tough results in this state play for these teams in the state playoffs. In 4A, Elko got in. Nice little run at the end of the year. But they lost 13-2 to Dallas in the first round. Lampeter Strasburg in 5A lost 11-4 to Selinsgrove in the first round. All these teams had really solid seasons, and they bow out in the first round of states. We have one, and also Ephrata. Ephrata had a good season, beat a lot of good teams, but they're out 9-2 to Downingtown East in the first round of states. Now the one team still dancing is Hempfield, which was the Section 1 champion, but not the Lancaster-Lebanon League champion, but they are rolling now. They've won 4 or 5 postseason games in a row. They beat North Penn 12-2 on Monday. 15-hit attack, including 4 doubles, a triple, and a walk-off, because of the 10-run rule, home run by Brody Gebhardt to win it. Hempfield is playing really well. This reminded me a little bit watching this game of Warwick 2 years ago. The way they were bashing. Now, obviously, the opponent factors into it, but this was a very impressive show put on by Logan Harrelson. Excellent pitching by a kid who sent it to Division I South Florida. Anyway, they move on. They play Erie McDowell, which beat Mount Lebanon 1-0 in the first round. This game is being played in DuBois, Pennsylvania, tomorrow morning, 11:30 a.m. in DuBois, Pennsylvania, because Erie McDowell. I mean, Erie is essentially in Canada, as you know, so they have to find a neutral, sort of equidistant site. So we're going to DuBois tomorrow morning for an 11:30 start in the quarterfinals in 6A. That's Hempfield and Erie McDowell.
Set your alarm.
Yeah, I will. Oh, yeah, I can't sleep anyway. That's all right.
And here and this too, Boyertown, where Warwick softball is going to go play. cool site.
Oh, yeah.
Boyertown.
They got the facilities,
they
baseball
have
and
the
softball.
stadium, and they're right there.
For some
and
reason, that's a
awesome.
tradition there. And, yeah.
Yeah, but Boyertown's got like the press box and the fences and the whole thing.
They have a lot of American Legion World Series.
Yeah,
of course.
right.
They do.
Right.
It's a cool. It's a cool place.
Anything else for the good of the order, gentlemen? Okay, we're getting near the end, gang. There will be a couple more editions of our show before the end of the school year. But for now, that's it. This has been the LL Spring Sports Roundtable, brought to you by Substitute Teacher Service. For Jason and for Jeff, I'm Mike, and we'll see you later.